It's reported that Chinese students were once again interrogated when entering the U.S. border at the Washington Dulles International Airport. The U.S. law enforcement personnel repeatedly asked questions on the students' political background and academic research and asked them to provide internal information of the Chinese government in order to get released. After being rejected, the U.S. law enforcement decided to cancel their visas, ban them from entering the U.S., and forcibly deported the students. What's China's comment? For some time now, the U.S. has, out of political purposes, frequently harassed, interrogated, and deported Chinese students arriving in the U.S. Available information shows that at the Dulles airport alone, at least 8 Chinese students with valid travel documents were harassed, interrogated, and deported by the U.S. side for groundless reasons since the end of November 2023. This move seriously violates the legitimate and lawful rights and interests of the students concerned, disrupt China-U.S. cultural exchanges and cross-border travel, and go against the common understanding between the two presidents on enhancing and facilitating people-to-people exchanges. China has made solemn démarche to the U.S. The U.S. likes to portray itself as open, inclusive, and a place advocating academic freedom and no border in science, but it politicizes and weaponizes academic research and overstretches the concept of national security to wantonly suppress and ill-treat Chinese students. Such moves undermine Chinese citizens' lawful rights and interests and basic human rights, cause the chilling effect, and poison the atmosphere for China-U.S. people-to-people exchanges. In recent case, the U.S. law enforcement personnel induced and infiltrated the victims, which poses direct threat to China's national security. This move is driven by ideological bias. It shows no respect for truth or rationality, and are discriminatory and politically motivated law enforcement, and will eventually undermine U.S.'s own image. We urge the U.S. to act on the statement made by President Biden and common understandings reached by the two presidents in San Francisco. Immediately stop suppressing and restricting Chinese students traveling to the U.S. under the so-called national security reasons. Earnestly protect the security and lawful rights and interests of Chinese students and scholars in the U.S. and remove barriers for China-U.S. exchanges and cross-border travel. China will take resolute measures to safeguard its national security and the legitimate and lawful rights and interests of Chinese citizens.